which is the approval of the prior minutes from December 4, 2014. Since I was not in attendance and commissioner at that time, I will need my colleagues to take a chance to review those minutes, and at that time I could receive a motion and a second to approve.
Make a motion we approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve the minutes. Next item on the agenda is number 2 as stated. Consideration and action on a bid received for the January 20, 2015 oil and gas and other minerals lease sale.
Morning, Robert Hatter with Energy Resources Department. At the January 20th, 2015 oil and gas lease sale, staff received one bid for Parks and Wildlife Tract. That was for Big Spring State Park in Howard County. The bid was submitted by JPM EOC Opal LLC. It was for $302,023.28, which is about $815 per acre. The minimum on it was $750, so we exceeded that. Big Spring State Hospital, not the state hospital is farther north. Big Spring State Park is in an area where you don't see a lot of current activity. There's one red dot that's just to the northeast, and you'll see sprayberry production to the west. And in the upper corner to the northwest, there are some horizontal sprayberry wells being drilled. So hopefully that activity will move that way. The other dark green property you see there is Big Spring State Hospital, and that was leased at a prior sale. Staff's reviewed the bids and recommends the board accept the bid.
What did the hospital lease for? You remember?
It was put up twice. I can't remember. I'll find out.
It's all right. It's all right.
It currently is within the red outline you see there is a pooled unit. So there's currently a well being drilled underneath the hospital, but it's off the hospital on private property adjacent to it. I suspect it was probably in the 750 range because I probably use that as the comparable for the state park. The staff recommends board approval.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion we accept the bid as presented.
Second.
Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 2. Next item on the agenda is number 3 as stated.
Staff has received one nomination for the August 4th, 2015 oil and gas lease sale. That lease sale will be performed online using EnergyNet. So we're going to see how that works as far as seeing if we can maximize the amount of revenue received. For that tract, it covers a portion of Chaparral Wildlife Management Area in LaSalle and Dimmitt counties. You can see the well activity. The horizontal wells there are Eagleford wells. Currently, there are 15 wells drilled on a leased portion of the park. The park was entirely leased about 5-6 years ago, but a portion of that lease or of the wildlife management area has been released, and so this would be to lease that area again. Currently, you'll see there's wells, the southernmost wells that are within the green. Those are currently being drilled. Parks and Wildlife acquired this tract back in, I think, 1968. When they did, they acquired 1/6 undivided interest in the minerals. The remaining 5/6 are owned by the Light family, and they are leased to Anadarko. And so they currently have the authority to drill the wells. They were just wishing to lease the, well, it's up for a competitive sealed bid, so we'll see who leases it. But, it's an unleased interest in wells that are currently being drilled, have not been completed. Staff's reviewed the nomination. We recommend a royalty rate of 25%, a 1-year primary term with a continuous drilling clause that would basically require 5 wells per year, 75 days between wells. If they're able to drill them faster than that, if they pad drill them, then they can bank days up with a limit of 365 days to be banked. That, we believe, closely matches the private lease on the other 5/6 of the minerals, so we can try to sync a lease up if they're the high bidder. Recommend a minimum bid of $1,000 an acre, and recommend that the lease be made subject to a surface use agreement, which I have a copy of here, that has been prepared by Parks and Wildlife.
This acreage, who had it before? I was on the board when we did this before, and
Chesapeake bought the lease the first time, and it was conveyed later to Anadarko, at least in part.
then it was released, and the family that owns the 5/6 re-upped with Anadarko again. Is that how that happened?
I believe that Anadarko, and Anadarko's here, if I misstate, but I believe that Anadarko has perpetuated that private light lease by drilling their 5 wells a year.
Okay.
So I believe that it has a deadline of October of this year to drill 5 wells. That's why they're moving forward with the 5 wells you see that are outside of the currently leased area for Parks and Wildlife, but within the boundaries of the wildlife management area.
The 5, let's see, which 5? Those right there where his mouse is?
Right, yes, sir.
Okay.
The wells just to the north of there, I believe, they've been drilled. I do not believe they've been completed, but they've been completed, but they're not producing. The wells farther up in the northwest corner of the wildlife management area are drilled and producing.
Have we seen the family's surface use? No, I guess they don't have a surface use agreement because they don't own the surface, but.
I have not seen it.
All right.
In the surface use agreement, and John Cardwell and Bob Sweeney are here to better explain it, but you know, it has their basic tenets that protection of the surface, and requiring antiquity surveys, a damage schedule. I think it's very similar to.
It's your area.
Well, it's just all pretty much to cater to our need to protect the land as much as we can. And then we have to meet the antiquities code. That's something that we have to abide by. And the surface use agreement is just pretty much as much as we can do to protect the land we're going to try to do.
Okay, and so offering for bid is conditional on that? We're going to be.
That's what staff's recommending.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
5 wells
So-
a year is good for the taxpayers, but or for parks, I guess. Okay, I'll make a motion. We approve staff recommendation on item 3.
I second.
Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 3. And there being no further business at this time before the board, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.